Wow, I hope this works. It's probably a crazy idea. Don't have it in me right now to do a video recording. I just flashed the last of my first batch of Tiny S3s through the test jig, running CircuitPython. How very exciting. I don't think anyone's going to see this. This is just going to be like a video, me doing a video, but it's a live stream, and then I don't have to edit it and upload it. It's just there. Save it and it'll be there for everyone to see. So that's my first 20 Tiny S3s all done. Took a while this morning to get my test jig going with it. There was a bug with CircuitPython on the S3 where when you enable Wi-Fi it killed the USB connection. It had been fixed. I didn't realize it was fixed in the IDF, not in CircuitPython. And so it kept crashing my stuff this morning for like 5 hours, couldn't get it working. Finally, Scott pointed me to where the fix was and I had to change my IDF version and it works. So I have a test jig with a Tiny S3 adapter, my 3D printer red for my S3 boards instead of my usual black, so that way I can recognize them easily. They've also got a nice big silk screen on the front, a KiCad style silk screen. So that's that. Now I have to do I've got a whole bunch of S3s, feather S3s that I made. That was a bit of a disaster I want to tell you about. So I pick and place these, put some components on back to front, because that's what you do when you're in a rush. It was late in the afternoon already and I wanted to just get one panel out. I couldn't do my Pro S3s yet because I had to print a new adapter. Yeah, I can't get to it because I just loaded it into the stencil printer, but the Pro S3 boards are really long. They're longer than I normally do, and so the length of my normal adapter is not long enough to fit the panel on. So I had to do this funky new version of this, which I had to print all last night. But I did that, so I couldn't do my my Pro S3 yesterday, so I did my Feather S3. But anyway, I put a whole bunch of parts on. I flipped it. I flipped the RGB LED and I flipped the blue LED for IO13. And I also had to hand place, for the time being, all of the vertical stemmer connectors that I put in. So this is the final design with the two stemmers, one there and one there. And got all that done. Anyway, my oven packed it in, my Iron 6. It wouldn't get to temperature on the final zone at the top. So there's 6 heaters. Excuse me, they call it 6 zones, but it's 3 zones. 3 on top and 3 on the bottom, but you know what I mean? So you got your first part of your warm up, your ramp, then your soak, and then your reflow. Well, my reflow wouldn't go up to temperature. It was like 40 degrees out or 50 degrees out, and it didn't reflow the boards properly, and that was a disaster. So I ended up having to pull out my old hot plate and put the panel on the hot plate and kind of reflow it, and just sprinkle flux everywhere, like all over the parts, because the oven was hot enough to burn off all the flux but not reflow all of the paste on the outside edge, yes, but not in the middle because of heat, thermal mass. And then I had to individually go through and fix every board by hand with the hot air station, and I believe they're okay. They all look good. I tested a couple of them just at random. I haven't built my test jig for it yet. I'm going to do that after this stream. But that was a nightmare. But what it means is my oven is screwed, and I was going to build Pro S3s this morning, but I think what I'm going to have to do is take the failed heater out, which won't get to temperature, and swap it with one of the front ones, which doesn't have to get higher than like 100 degrees. And hopefully the failed one can go at the front, and it doesn't matter if that doesn't get high enough, as long as the end does. But it means I have to pull apart my Iron 6, and I have to basically rewire stuff and whatever else. Hi Yaz, Yaz is here. Yeah. Sorry, she was out. Just let me know she's home. I have to rewire it all, and it's 34 degrees at the moment. And I've got my air conditioning blaring, and even in here, there's just no way I'm turning my oven on and tweaking and trying to fix my oven today in 34 degree heat. That'll make my garage 50 at least, plus standing next to the oven that I'm trying to get to 300 degrees. I don't think so. The problem is it's a super hot day tomorrow, Monday I think. I think that the earliest it's going to be cool enough is going to be Tuesday, which really sucks because I need to build my panel and validate them. I mean, it's too late to get new panels made at this stage from JLC. Even if I put boards in today, it's probably too late. They are working through, but not for ENIC boards. They're doing 2 to 6 layers, and they're doing even black solder mask this year. Last year they only did 2-layer green. This year they're doing up to 6-layer and black as well, but they're not doing ENIC. They're only doing hassle. So I couldn't even get new boards made if I wanted to. But yeah, I need to get the test jig stuff happening. But of course, as I mentioned in my last stream, my PCBs are screwed. They're getting remade. They've got no holes in them. Did I mention that? I can't remember. So JLC PCB decided that my Feather S3 boards didn't need the holes drilled out, like my other ones. It makes it very hard to mount the adapter on when they're not drilled. I don't have a drill press. Thought about buying a drill press, but I already had my Reflow Master Pro boards getting made and they're almost done, and so I just ordered, I'm getting them to remake them. $4 worth of boards compared to paying for a drill press. I don't have a place to stick a drill press. I would love a drill press, but not going to happen. I still want a cut-off saw as well. Anyway, but what I can do for the time being is I can take my existing Feather S2 board. I added some code that allows me to reset the EEPROM. So, and I can tell this EEPROM that it's any board I want. And the Feather S3 and the Feather S2, of course, are the same pinout. So this adapter will work temporarily, and then I can put it back to being a Feather S2. So I can get past that. I haven't built my Pro S3 one yet. I've got my 3D prints done for the adapters, but I haven't actually built that one. But I built the Tiny S3 adapter. So that's good. What I can say is, of the boards that I did test of the Feather S3 to make sure that my hand fixing them were good, LDO2 is working great, as I expected it would. There seem to be no issues with the design. The only thing I haven't tested yet is I've got my pins correct for my stemmer connector, because the pin orientation is reversed to what a normal connector is. The sideways connector, the vertical connector, the pins are the other way around for the direction that the plug goes in. But I'm pretty sure I got them right, but I need to test it, and I can't test it until I've got firmware on here that can talk I2C, or at least scan the bus. And I can't do that with Arduino because there's no Arduino support for S3, and I don't even know if there's a I2C scan the bus for IDF, but there is for CircuitPython and I guess MicroPython, so I need to get one of those up on here. So that's what I'm going to do after this. I've already got all the code ready to go. I just built the CircuitPython firmware that's been copied in to my testing software. All I have to do now is just change the testing code to tell it what I/O it's testing, where the pins are, and then I should be able to fire this up and run it and see if it works. And at least get CircuitPython on it so I can then test the I2C. And if that works, then that board is validated, ready to go. Then I just have to validate my Pro S3, but I can't do it till I build it. So there you go. It's all happening. It's all coming together. I mean, Primaroni are asking again for S3 boards. They're really reluctant. They don't want to buy any more any previous boards. They're out of tiny picos. They just got back to me just now saying, well, if your S3 boards are still a little bit away, can we get it like a small number of just tiny picos for now? They don't want to overstock. I get it. I don't know when I'm going to be ready to send any S3 boards out. I'm going to be selling them myself before I give them to resellers because I don't have enough. And yeah, especially if aren't getting back to me with when I can get more silicon, tiny S3 silicon specifically. Now the next thing I need to work out is pricing. Well, I've worked out pricing. I've done all my pricing. I want to be, yeah, I'm kind of torn. I want to be aggressive on the pricing, but I can't I can't make them cheaper than my current boards. I mean, I can make them cheaper than my current boards. That's the problem. But I can't really sell them for less than my current boards, because that, I mean, these are in every way better boards than all my current boards, yet, you know, my current boards will be more expensive, so that doesn't make any sense. Or my tiny picos, for instance. The reason I can make these boards cheaper is they've got less components on them. I mean, the reason I can make the Tiny S2 cheaper is because it's got less components on it. I mean, I've got the chip and I've got a crystal, and I've got PSRAM. I don't know, for instance, I've got flash. Tiny S3 specifically I'm talking about, right? So the Tiny S3 has no CP21 anything on it. So there's like $3 to $4 off. It's got a crystal, sure. The actual S3 chip is a little bit cheaper than the Pico D4, which is crazy. And yeah, so it allows me to actually make them for like $2.50 less per board. And I'd like to pass that on. Like I'd like the Tiny S3 to be like $19 retail. I gotta be careful because I need to also give resellers margin. Oh, someone just pinged me, which unfortunately can't attend, but happy streaming. That's okay. Yeah, this was late notice doing a stream. I could record a video, but then it'll sit here forever before I edit it and upload it. This way I can just do it. So I'm thinking right now, I'd like to do $19 for the Tiny S3, $22 for the Feather S3, which is better than the Feather S2. It's got more features, and then $25 for the Pro S3. Now the Pro S3 is a more expensive board than the Feather S3. I mean, the PCBs alone, even in bulk, are costing me like $1.50. $1.50 each per PCB, over the 50 cents per PCB for the other boards, and that's $1 just there. It's got ESD protection on it, and those chips have just gone through the roof. I can't even get them right now, but they're 7 times the price what I paid for them. And because I added LDO2 back on, and I had to put the low power AND gate on and everything else, I've just lifted the price of the board. So that's what I'm thinking, 19, 22, 25, and that also allows me to do discounts for 2, 4, 10, like I do on my other boards. But I need to make sure I've got margins for my resellers. But I don't know when I'll be able to make boards for my resellers. So I don't know if that'll make any difference. Hello, Kuka737. Hi, you are the first and only person popping in to say hi. That's okay. It's just a quick stream. I'm almost done. I'm definitely almost done my drink. I started drinking kombucha. I've never had it before. I don't mind it. The wild berry stuff, anyway, I've tried some other flavors, not nice, but I don't even know what the big deal is about this stuff. Apparently it's supposed to be really good for you. Who knows? So, once I get the testing out of the way, and get all my boards validated, I have to finish off all of the artwork for the cards. That's almost done. And I have to work on all the web stuff, get all that done, and put together new price lists if I'm going to do resellers straight away. You never had kombucha? Neither have I until like last week. Apparently it's actually really good for you. I don't know what the big thing about it is though, other than it's organic, but you know what I mean, like, and it's got no added sugar, which is nice. It's got nothing bad in it that I can see. Well, tea, something, anyway, whatever. It's nice. It's nice. I've designed my labels. I've designed my logos, but I haven't done my labels. Need to do my labels. Yeah, I did get my first run of client boards finished. I can't show you what they are. That's the first panel's validated. That's already done and cleaned, and then this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels of something that I can't tell you what it is, but they are. I'm hoping there's no bad boards because I've got none spare. I've got more panels, but I haven't built any more because I had to take half these components off to build my S3 stuff. So, but yeah, that's good. That's one client out the way. The other client, I had my stuff ready to go. Again, can't show you what it is. Maybe I can flip it over. Here's a panel for my other client, but I forgot to order a part. I forgot to order 22 ohm 0402 resistors. I ordered 0603 because I need those as well, but my 0402 ones were just sitting in my LCSC shopping cart somehow. I went to order something else yesterday and went, oh, there they are. I thought I'd ordered them and I hadn't, so I don't even have enough spare ones. So like as in like loose, yeah, none actually. I think I've got a strip of maybe 6, so I can't build those boards until I get those resistors, which kind of sucks because I wanted all that stuff out of the way so I could just be clear with S3 stuff, because taking stuff on and off the pick and place isn't fun, and it's prone to error, like putting something in the wrong spot or forgetting to readjust the pickup head for it, or the pickup position or something, or building stuff and having parts flipped because I moved them from the front feeders to the back feeders and I forgot that they're set to 180 degrees reversed, and so I compensated them when I wasn't supposed to because they were already compensated, and the parts went on backwards. I fixed them before reflow, thankfully, but then the reflow failed. Okay, I'm just rambling now. That's it. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I'm getting back to this, and yeah, thanks Kuka for stopping by. And you'll get to see this afterwards. I'll post the link once it's up. Okay, catch you later.